Hey, cellos, we're going to go over the Phrygian Handshape warm-up exercise today. This one is very similar to the minor Handshape one. The only difference is instead of using third finger, we're using second finger. But other than that, everything else is really under the hand like normal. The only thing you're going to really want to practice again is that shift, making sure that you're getting that, that shift in there using the right mechanics. Your shift comes from the elbow and your thumb follows the hand when you do the shift, right? We don't leave the thumb behind. We want to relax our grip, travel on the string. So we're not jumping, we're traveling on the string, relaxing our grip, and our thumb takes the journey with our hand. So let's go ahead and just like we did with the other exercises, we're going to just first work on the scale portion. I'll give you some tips, let you practice it for a second. We'll pause the video, let you practice, and then we'll come back. We'll work on the scale in thirds, just kind of the same thing, covering a couple of the spots that we want you to practice. We'll pause the video, let you practice that, and then we'll run the whole thing together. So for the scale, really, like I said, it all happens under our hand. The only difference is that we're playing second finger instead of a third finger. And then when we get to the shift, it is the exact same shift as it was for the minor Handshape. We're going to play 1, 2, shift for first finger on D, playing third finger on E. So really, I would say that that's the spot that you're wanting to practice. I would practice going from C to D, back to C, making sure you're getting this shift very accurate each time, really listening. A couple ways you can check that is, your open, when you play D with first finger, you can check it against your open D and make sure you're in tune. So I would spend some time practicing it like this. Focusing on the shift, focusing on getting in tune. Then I would add the E. If I'm noticing I'm a little out of tune, I could add that open D in there. Just to work on intonation in this shift. But that's essentially what you're going to want to do. Everything else is just practicing playing second finger. So take a second, pause your video, practice that shift, getting into position, thinking about the mechanics of the shift. Go ahead and pause. All right, we're back. We're now talking about the scale in thirds. Again, it's really just a matter of playing through it and making sure that you're in tune, but you do want to make sure that you're practicing the shift. So I would start with going from the C on second finger. We're looking at right here. This is where you start to shift. We're still in first position here. First finger, fourth finger, and then we move into the second finger here. And we work on that shift. So practicing moving our hand together to get into position. Really what I would consider is taking your second finger and thinking about moving it to D and playing fourth finger, right? So second finger, sorry, not the first finger. Second finger, moving your first finger to D, playing third finger. So that's a way you can practice this shift. You can practice by starting on adding the D in between. And then just resting on the D, practicing that shift that way, and then just taking that rest out. And then making it faster. But the whole time you're thinking about, even though you're going for E, you're thinking about D because that's what's helping you keep your hand shape in position and in tune, okay? So take a second, I'd say practice that section. Practice going from C to D to E, and then skipping, resting, then C to E, thinking about getting your first finger in tune so that your third finger has like kind of a home base to work on. So take a second, pause your video, and practice the C to E, and then practice the scale in thirds. Okay, we are back. Let's run the whole thing in half notes, remembering our shifting, remembering the mechanics. We lead with the elbow, the thumb takes the trip with the hand, and we're focusing on where our first finger needs to land to make sure our position is in tune. So here we go. Half notes. 1, 2, ready, go. And that's Phrygian Handshape.